The curator of the exhibition Heritage of Heroines, Tshegofatso Seoka, is a passionate advocate for the recognition and celebration of women's contributions in the arts sector and creative industries. Currently on display at the UNISA Art Gallery, this exhibition serves as a powerful homage to the diverse, multifaceted roles that women have played within these fields, highlighting their creativity, their resilience and impactful narratives. Under her curation, the exhibition showcases a wide range of artworks that express the lived experiences, the challenges, the triumphs of women artists. Tshegofatso joins us now for more. A very good morning to Tsepo. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you, Simpiwe.
Let's talk about what really triggered, that inspiration to bring together all these artists for this exhibition.
In terms of the exhibition Heritage of Heroines, we looked in the storeroom. Obviously now in South Africa we're celebrating Women's Month.
Yeah.
And we looked in the storeroom and said, with every exhibition that we curate, we always try to have a feminine voice. But now because it's August, we're going to concentrate on some of the artworks that are hardly ever researched, that are hardly ever exhibited, and hardly ever spoken about. And we took all of those works and put them into the exhibition.
Let's talk about some of these artworks that were never researched. What are some of them, and what did you find after having gone through that research process?
In terms of the artworks that are hardly ever researched, there's a lot of artists, women artists of color, who over the years, their stories and their narratives are actually not written about. They're not heard of, but then they are creating works. There's also the notion of the art and craft debate, where the works of women were often looked at as craft instead of art. So then there wasn't a lot of research and that went into the collection of those works. So now we looked at those works and said, but these are also art, because they have so much stories, they have so many narratives, they have lived experiences of these women and are actually part of their own heritage.
Maybe do you want to take us through the distinction between the arts and the crafts, and the fact that why are we still having a discussion on the labeling of women artists, yet the male artists, we don't call them male artists, we just call them artists?
Thank you for that question. We were actually in a research seminar recently, and I think the term is women who are artists instead of women artists.
Right.
Yes. Right. So there is a distinction, because obviously in terms of patriarchy, I think in every industry there were always certain things that were always known to be for men and certain things that were known to be for women. Women's work was always said that they would paint domestic scenes, they would create ceramics, they would do embroidery, and all of that, the materiality of it somehow was noted as craft instead of art, whereas fine art was more your serious paintings, your sculpture, because it's hard materials.
Yeah. And the exhibition, I see, showcases a variety of mediums. So just how important is it to you to present the different forms of art, the different forms of the crafts, and what do you hope visitors will take away after viewing this?
I think it's very important to prove, when one is thinking about the art and craft debate and the works of women that are artists, to prove that women are capable of creating everything just like men are.
Sure.
And we have sculptures, we have prints, we have paintings, and also have augmented reality artworks, where one of the artworks comes alive when one uses the app of Artivive.
And then what kind of impact do you hope Heritage of Heroines exhibition will have on its audience, in particular with regards to the perception of women in the arts?
I think one of the things, again, that we wanted to advocate for was the collection of women artists, or the collection of art that is made by women, so that they can also be acquired and also stand in monumental collections.
Okay.
Because just like male, they also put in the effort.
Right.
They also make amazing art. They also have beautiful narratives that are very important, whether it's to the country, the continent, or abroad.
Yeah. And the kinds of conversations that you're hoping will be sparked by this exhibition?
There's conversations around land. We also have a very beautiful embroidery that was a collaboration by Celia de Villiers and the Intutugo Embroidery Collective. And it has notions of your post-apartheid, anti-apartheid, it has notions of sports, it has notions of education. So, you know, everything is there. Everything is there, notions of identity, notions of land. All of that is found within the exhibition. And I think that's one of the things that we wanted to say, that it's not just knitting, it's not just domestic. Artists that are women are also dealing with political issues. They are also dealing with everything else that everybody else is dealing with.
Yeah, and then those
arts.
political issues and the narratives and, you know, all the other related issues, how do they find expression in this exhibition?
They find expression in the mediums that the artists are using. Okay. We have a wonderful work by Mayana V. Jackson, that is a photography work, where she's actually protesting the representation of African people, how it's obviously always linked with poverty and always linked with violence. So within the use of the photography, the medium in itself, she is able to advocate for that and give us a different representation of people from the continent. And
having been in the curator space for quite a while now, what has been your observation, or what have been your impressions with regards to how men approach the arts, juxtaposed with how women approach the arts?
I don't know how to answer that, but I think both of them approach the arts quite the same. Okay. Some things are... when one thinks of the medium, sometimes those are the challenges that you would find, that not a lot of women would work in hard sculptures like your bronze and stuff. But with whatever medium that they are working in, they are able to express the same views, and they are able to, I think, go a little more into detail as well.
Maybe if I would rephrase my question is just how hard-hitting are the messages portrayed in the arts compared to how men approach the arts, compared to, you know, how women approach the arts? Because, you know, the messaging in the artistic expression differ.
Yes, they do. But I have a womanist lens, so I will always advocate and put in high regard the artworks of women, because they were previously marginalized and because their voices were previously silenced. So there is that notion of waiting, there is that notion of identity that I see expressed really strongly in the works of women that are artists.
I like that. I like the fact that, you know, women are now coming together through this exhibition, and we certainly hope that through this exhibition they'll have a united force in trying to dismantle all those social ills like patriarchy and gender-based violence, and, you know, as a medium for the expression of the artistry.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, and it's one of the things that we really wanted to do with the exhibition, to promote the buying of women, to promote the acquiring of women artists, to say women artists are, just as you said, men, they are artists. Definitely. Everybody's an artist, everybody should be bought, and they should all be given the same rapport.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, share more details about this exhibition.
The exhibition is at the UNISA Art Gallery, and it is open to the public until the 6th of September 2024.
All right, Tshego, lovely chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Good stuff. All right, Tshegofatso Seoka is the curator of the exhibition Heritage of Heroines, currently showing at the UNISA Art Gallery, and it pays homage to the women in the creative industry.